Hey guys, hasn't been so long, but yeah, I felt guided to jump on and talk a little bit. I wanted to talk about Mercury square Neptune specifically. I wanted to bring this to attention. Sometimes we have certain transits that are pretty particular. This is one of them, Mercury square Neptune. I know that a lot of viewers have at least quite a bit of Pisces in the birth chart, so if you are someone who's got a lot of Pisces, specifically your Sun, Moon, any of your main placements, Venus, Mars, this is going to be a pretty big sort of shift point. Big. And yes, and so we'll talk more about it in a second, but let me like charge my phone. You guys, the food from last night ended up coming and delivering, and we got it this morning for those who are so curious. But yeah, and someone commented, I saw this morning, they were like, hey, I really miss, like, well, I don't know if they said they missed, but they were like, yeah, like the bike rides are really cool, like the Astro chats, and I totally feel really like withdrawals from the bike ride chats. So yeah, guys, but you know, these days it's rather chilly out, and so we're still calibrating, but hopefully we can actually do a ride at some point, and that would be kind of cool. But for now, we're gonna do it not biking. But yeah, I wanted to chat about Mercury square Neptune, because those of you who have a lot of Pisces in your chart, again, if let's say your Sun is in Pisces, in Western or in Vedic, if your Mercury's in Pisces, this is huge for you. If your Venus is in Pisces, even if you've got Neptune conjunct any of those planets, even if, let's say, you've got Jupiter in Pisces, major planets in the 12th, any planets in the 12th, North Node in Pisces, essentially, well, this is a square, and squares are, like, serious. It's like, hey, it's time to, like, yeah, it's not just like let's throw confetti, it's cute, yeah. It's been, obvious, and we're just gonna accentuate what it's been. This is like, alright, it's time to really, we gotta underline. Anyone got a pen? Like, it's a moment when we see the square. When it squares here, if Neptune is your ruler again, like even if you're a rising Pisces, however it might be for you, there's gonna be a major sort of feeling, a sensation that you're almost being held to like the grill, like the test a little bit from the universe. Okay, and it is coming down to how you call shit out. This is what I'm hearing. And this is interesting because Mercury right now is in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the co-ruler to Pisces. So Sag and Pisces, they share that co-ruler of Jupiter. So right now we've got Jupiter in a way, we can kind of say Jupiter / Mercury squaring Neptune. And so in a way it's kind of a little bit awkward. It's like, I kind of see it as a moment where we have to kind of say to ourselves, okay, yeah, it's really between you and you right now, for everybody, wherever you've got that Pisces in your chart. And everyone does have Pisces somewhere, even if it is an intercepted house and you've got absolutely no cusp of Pisces and you've got no planets in Pisces, you've still got Pisces. So wherever that is, this is where this, let's clear it. It's a conversation between you and you, and it's almost like kind of awkward even where it's like, okay, are you ready to just like see it for what it is? Are you going to call it out like for what it is, for what you feel it to be, So, it's almost like it's like a little bit of an intervention, right? With Jupiter and Neptune squaring. I'm seeing it as Jupiter. Interestingly, Mercury is the opposing planetary ruler from Jupiter in the birth chart, right? Mercury rules a third house, and opposite to that, we shoot up into the ninth and we see Sagittarius naturally ruling the opposite house to Gemini, Mercury. So, these are big thoughts, big ideas, big things that are coming up for review. We're being tested, though, is what I'm hearing ultimately, to not only know those things and feel those things and embody those things, but to actually call it out and preach it and admit it in some way to ourselves. I feel like these are things that we've known with ourselves, and it's not so much with others, but it is with ourselves. That's just what I'm hearing. But you guys, feel free to chat what you feel, how you feel about these transits. I know it's a little bit early in the morning, and I think that probably YouTube is not letting people know that we're live, because we've already posted, I think, 3 videos today. So yeah, I see 13 people in the chat, 4 likes, a few people here in the chat, but feel free, like, you know, to comment how you're feeling. But this has just been a very interesting ride for Pisces energy in the last week, and we chatted more about this in weekly. By the way, I also wanted to mention that the extended readings are now up on members. Last night when we were in the chat, I was surprised to see how many people were confused about joining members, because for some reason, like, I assume that the button is just right there and it's very easy to get to. So for those of you who were having trouble, I've tweeted the link, and I tested it when I click that link on Twitter. Maybe I should pin it so it's easy, because I think I've tweeted some other things since then. But yeah, if you click that link, it'll take you, it should, to a page that says join. So yeah, but I wanted to say as well, thank you guys so much for supporting here on members, and those of you who have joined and joined last night, so cool. Thank you guys for connecting and tuning in and supporting the channel via members as well. So let's look in the chat now. Hi Paige, hey Sir from Maui Girl, hi guys. Paige says, I am a Cancer sun. Yeah, so okay, how are you feeling as someone who's got a lot of water in your chart? Aqua Moon, interesting. Libra rising, you've got quite a bit of air. Leo Venus. And then she's like, and my anxiety has been ruthless. Yeah, well, it's been a hot moment with Mercury squaring, and we had I think it was yesterday, Mercury sextile Pluto. So right now the water signs, they've got a lot going on. And we just recently had these 2 eclipses with the moon cycle. It's like the water signs have had quite a bit. The moon naturally ruling Cancer. You've been feeling emotional, Paige, yeah. Surfing Maui says 6 placements. Wow. Let's clear it. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, it's exhausting. It feels like a true ascension. Like I could feel the shifts, the upgrades, a lot of clearing, but it's really tiring. And I was mentioning this last night, like, it's exhausting. I can't wait until we hit the first quarter stage, but of course, you know, it's all good. But we're doing a lot of, like, clearing of karma. This is just kind of like what I'm getting with these shifts and upgrades, is that we're moving through a lot, and it's like we're processing paperwork. We're processing astral paperwork. This is really, yeah, what it is. And a lot of it is not really on this timeline necessarily. It is, hence why we're experiencing it, I guess, in some shape or form, but it's still not, like, really, you know, like, relevant. I feel we're experiencing a lot that is kind of, like, outdated source code. It's like, okay, so do we want to be dealing with that? Looking at that from years ago? Not really. But, okay. We gotta identify it and call it out and say it's not in resonance anymore. And then, you know, we can sort of make a final claim on that. But I feel like we're doing a lot of Akashic work. And yeah, interesting. Paige says it's an interesting way to put it. It says it's constant head versus heart. I feel like a lot of this is stuff that we don't actively see. It's stuff that we feel and it just comes up, but we don't actively, like, see it. This is what I'm kind of getting, and you saying that head versus heart is interesting. May on the moon, hello, says, I am a Taurus sun, Aquarius moon. Oh, you're also an Aquarius moon. Venus and Gemini. Wow, you guys got Leo rising. That's funny. You guys got a lot of air, both of you. Both an Aquarius moon and the Leo, huh? And I've been... she says, and I've been so up and down. Yeah. sometimes I feel like I'm experiencing another's emotions. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on like these other dimensions. I mean, it does make sense because Neptune just recently also went direct. So we've just been having so many shifts here and upgrades. And the way I think we can kind of tell is that there's a lot of purging. Like, it almost, like, this energy comes almost out of like, it feels like it comes out of nowhere. It feels like a big wave. And it's almost like, what is this? Like, in relation to what we've been, you know, feeling in some sense. I think that is a great clue that this is the collective as well. So we're definitely moving through the motions with, you know, light workers in general. We're all doing this intergalactic interface work. Clear on. Hey, Holly. Yeah, well, I kind of slept. I was like so tired. For those of you who were not in the live last night, we had a 6-hour live. And I was so hungry, and I finally ordered Korean food, but then it was like gonna be an hour or so, and I was just like so tired. I ended up having ice cream with popcorn, and I got really kind of just like extremely sleepy after that, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna refrigerate the food and I'll have it tomorrow. So yeah, when it ended up coming this morning, I had it for breakfast. So, but yeah, my sleeping cycles have been all fucking wonky ever since the eclipse. Let's see in the chat. Let's clear around. I've also been like dreaming a lot. Yeah, it's interesting. Kara. Hololex. You like the coat? That coat was featured prominently in the Mars and Scorpio reading. I think like I can just feel that a lot of what we're moving through as well is really, it sits in the heart chakra. Like, there are things that are coming up and we're synthesizing it in the heart chakra. So there are things that maybe like, you know, we're getting to know how to feel about a certain way about, and maybe at times we haven't processed what we felt truly about a certain situation or scenario, and until we process it in the heart chakra, and then we start to realize, wow, you know what, I really do feel that way about the situation. Oh, you know what, I do have those emotions for maybe that person in that way, or that situation in this way. You know, I think that we're engaging the heart chakra here to a large level and degree. Even if you are highly empathic, I just see a lot of processing. Like, I see, again, literally, like, astral paperwork. Like, moving through, like, the file chute, but, like, through the chakras. So it's like, well, got another piece of paper here. Gotta handle that. Yeah. So it's interesting because it's not, like, maybe necessarily directly relevant to the present day, like, right here, right now. But it does ask of us to engage that concept through the heart chakra, if that makes sense. That's just a very clear message I'm getting right here for some reason. Because it feels random. Like, I see us as kind of like astral secretaries, and then all of a sudden we get like paperwork, and it's like, oh, okay. From BC, really? Okay. And understandably, like, we have to process it emotionally. We have to acknowledge what it is, but it doesn't mean that it's like something we're hands-on dealing with. So, you know, we have to kind of just go with the motions, move with the waves. It's clear. Hi, Nelly. Good morning. Paige. Says, I've been having so many dreams, like, and they're strange dreams. Yeah. Says, it's exhausting and I cannot recall any. I just see a lot of, like, astral secretarial work right now happening, but again, Spirit wants to make this emphasis point, like, that it is engaging the heart chakra. So for some reason, I feel like it's almost like I'm really seeing it like that, like, and it must be part of the upgrades. Like, it's necessary for the upgrades for us to translate the conversation that was had maybe lifetimes ago, years ago. We're processing galactic, you know, storylines through the lens of, you know, there's so much going on. So I think, bye, Lauren. How fun! You're gonna go apply for spring classes. Have fun. Bye, Lauren. Thanks for tuning in. What are you studying? Well, I won't pull a Jason. By the way, guys, Jason came back last night towards the end of the live. I thought it was so funny. I was like, wait, what? I saw his name in the chat. I was like, Jason. Oh, interesting. Psychology. Okay, cool. Yeah, Jason came back. I was like, hey, Jason, we were talking about you after you left, and I was saying, hey, Jason, wait, before you go, what's your zodiac sign? And he was like, gone. We were saying that he probably has a lot of Sagittarius. A lot of Sagittarius and Capricorn. It was funny. It was fun. We were saying that he's probably like very like, once it's done, it's done. He was so specific, like. But yeah, like, so, anyways, I think Austin's tarot said that he probably has a Venus in Aquarius. He's like, yeah, they're able to just cut it off, like, when it's done, it's done. And move on to heartbeat. We were all like talking about him, and then he comes in later in the chat. It's kind of cool. And then I was like, Jason, yeah, we were talking about you. What's your zodiac sign? And then I got ADD and I didn't check the chat. I'll have to go back and see if he ended up, you know. But yeah, it was cute. It's just kind of a joke. Yeah. He probably like literally just checked out, like, you know. Didn't hear us like asking, and then. So, anywho's, so now moving forward, we were talking, yeah, so I just really feel like we're doing a lot of processing here. Astral secretarial work. And, it's necessary, but we are exhausted. I feel like we're kind of like a little bit like Santa's elves right now kind of vibe. Like, there's this vibe. I feel like I'm wearing a little elf hat, and like, this is like how I feel. But it's with the heart chakra. You guys, like, what if he just came in the chat right now? Imagine if Jason just, like, popped right in. But he didn't hear everything until this point. It's one of those moments, like, in the movies where, like, the audience sees another side, you know? Of, like, what goes down, and, like, the main character never really catches it, like, never realizes it, you know? Like, imagine, like, maybe he didn't even, like, maybe even last time when he came back in the chat, he didn't even hear me say, like, maybe in that moment, like, you know, his audio popped out, or, like, he was switching from his, like, headphones to his, you know, stereo mic, and, like, he didn't even hear me say, like, hey, Jason, what's your zodiac sign, you know? It's one of those moments. But that's just what I'm feeling. But anyways. So, but yeah. Yeah, so... But it was so cool. Yeah, Austin is very interesting. He literally came into a chat. This was like a month ago. And he literally saved me with the Neptune shit. Because I was like, yeah, guys, like, Neptune's direct. This is November. He was like, nah, I think it's like gonna be in December. And I was like, oh my god. He's right. And it was a whole moment, because I was like, guys, I feel something is like off, and I don't know why I feel guided to like jump on live, but like, let's talk about it. And we're talking about all this Neptune stuff, and it was just really interesting. So, gosh, but dramatic irony. That's right. When the audience knows something that the character, because I'm just seeing like, so it's like, but they keep going on their way, and they never like officially catch it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hi, Edison. I'm just imagining Jason right now, like, he's probably sleeping, having dreams, like, with a smile on his face. He's just like a jolly old fellow. But yeah, so, you know, like, not making much of anything, like, it's all good. You know, pop into the chat, pop out. When I say bye, I'm really gone, kind of vibe. It's just so funny. Anyways, so yeah, like, what though? What were we saying? But yeah, I feel like right now, like, yeah, all of these, like, synapses and, like, upgrades right now, It's clear. Well, as a light worker, you know, you're not formally like related, and well, you're not really responsible for what it is that you're helping transmute, and that can be really hard as an empath to remember. But it's important, yeah. And so, Earth right now, we're helping Earth in many ways. Nellie says he was like, "Wow, what just happened? When I left for 15 minutes, you were up right now. You're all in." Oh, really? Yeah. It's like, what is he doing? Like bubble bathing? Imagining him just like with a little cup of champagne. Now I'm really curious to see his chart. He's like one of those happy-go-lucky, you know, fucking enjoying his best life. Keep calm and just Jason on. Something like that. It's clear to ground. No, because he was so active. He was really there for me in that earlier part of the chat. And then he was just like, all right, I'm out. Good times. Yeah. Oh man, he must have a very strong Venus. I feel like he's probably got like a strong. He's like the child that never cries kind of vibe. It's like he's just happy. I don't know. I get that vibe. It's interesting. Where is he at? I feel like weird now. We're just talking about him, but yeah, summoning Jason. I feel like he could watch a scary movie and like not really get phased. It's like, yeah, like a teddy bear vibe, right? Yeah. It's clear and grown. Hey, are you in Ireland? You in Ireland, well, mate? You in Scotland? Scotland, eh? We got very Scottish in another Astro chat. Somebody was from Ireland, and so. Oh. Oh, we have two people. Two Irish. Interesting. Miss Lynn says Irish but living in the UK. Wow, interesting. So how is that? How's the UK? Never been, but yeah, it's clear. I once had a dream that I was in Ireland on like a farm or something. Not a farm, it was like an academic institution, but it was very Hogwarts. It had a whole Hogwarts vibe to it, and my so-called twin flame was there, and we were arch nemesis rivals. And he was like a literary professor or something. Like he was very like well renowned in the school or whatever, and then we had registered for the same class, and it was like, oh, you're here, we meet again. It was something like that. So yeah, and it was so specific. It was in Ireland, but he was kind of like he was kind of, yeah, he had a vibe about him, and yeah, he was stiff mustached, and so we were kind of competitive. It was definitely, there was something going on there, but it was in class. But I remember really admiring him, and I was like, wow, he's very like, yeah, like he was maybe even famous for something. I don't know. But anyways, Must Have Faith was in that dream. Going way back. Yeah. I told her, I was like, yeah, I had a dream, like, we were like in a marching band, and we were like walking across this field. It was literally Hogwarts, like on a big plot of land, and it was in Ireland, and we were all like, yeah. And then I would like every so often see him like with his friends, like while we were like walking down this little path, and I was walking with Must Have Faith, and we were like making eye contact, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to like make real clear eye contact with him, it's okay, let's just move on our way. But then like, and then I told her, I was like, oh my god, I Must Have Faith, like, you know, he's right there, like, and he's with his friends, and he's like talking about us or something like this. Oh my god, anyways. Astral drama, let's clear it. So La, 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 la. It was like some academy. And then I had a dream that we were in Egypt. And that was a whole thing. That was a scary dream. Yeah. So we like got attacked during some conquest, and then we were falling through a tomb. Must Have Faith was also in that dream, so yeah, it's kind of interesting. But so anyways, yeah, the grassy hills of Ireland. I've never been. So, but this music has been going since last night. Hi, Tom. So but yeah, and then I think I wanted to like deregister from the class because he was there. I was like, oh fuck, now we're in the same class again. I remember feeling that way. But he thought he was so hot. He thought he was so cool with his lit degree or something. It was something like that. But I did have admiration, but I still was like, why is he so cocky about it? And I think that he was also intimidated. Like, yeah. Interesting. Paige says, I think I was Spanish in a past life. I have the strongest draw to Spanish culture, the food, the music, everything. Don't understand a word, even my friends agree I was interesting. One time my sister was doing a tarot reading for me. This was years ago, and all of a sudden she starts like talking in this like Spanish accent. Like not just like a Spanish, like it was like a very specific dialect, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. But she was like talking to me like yeah, no, it was very interesting. I was like, whoa, this is definitely a sign. You just had a hurricane in Ireland? What? Last night we had almost like a tornado situation. What? Yeah. So, anyways, guys, I wanted to get on and talk a little bit, you know, about to bring it to attention that we do have the Mercury square Neptune, and that does bring up contracts, astral contracts. So try to just kind of go with the flow here today. A lot of energies that are coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. To you, it's clearing around. Anything else? Definitely we're doing a lot of clearing. So try to keep grounded, and doing some sort of maybe heart chakra centric activities might be really helpful. And as we move through this collective experience, you guys will see you in the next readings. All right, bye. See you.